in a gumball and he landed in a big pile of. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Sunday Club. The Sunday Club is now open here at the Leeds house. You are with me again, James. I am alone again today, so you've just got me to listen to. I'm very, very sorry about that. But yeah, we're open, guys. We're open. We've got a comment already. Get in, Farke, from Fergal. Welcome, Fergal. Thanks for joining me tonight. And yes, get in, Farke. Should have stuck the nut on him. Please like, hype, share. Don't stand behind a wild horse and slap his ass because it will probably kick you in the face. I've actually witnessed that, but it's another day, another story. Yes, please do all that. Comment, get involved. I know Fergal will. I know Einar will if he's here. Anyone else that's watching, get involved. Get your comments in. Get your thoughts. Get your opinions. Just talk about what happened yesterday. Obviously, I'm going to be doing that. And if you're not watching this live, as I say, get your comments in. We didn't really have any this week apart from Fergal letting me know that he couldn't join and he had to watch it while he was listen to it while he was on his walk. So that's all good. That's all good. Yes, it brings us to an eventful game at Ellen Road. Another record that seems to have been broken this season under the lights at Ellen Road. I mean, it's a little bit of an earlier one, so maybe we can not count that yesterday's game. And yesterday's game was, of course, Leeds 0, Man City 1. 1. Yes. Let's go get straight into this game. I'll have a little overview of it and we'll got some more talking points. There's a few little things that everyone's talking about, so we'll probably do the same thing. Why book a trend? So let me get the team that we started with yesterday, which was not a surprise from Farke. He's gone with the same sort of team that started the game against Aston Villa. Obviously, Goodmanson being well and not looking like he was about to throw up every 5 seconds was good for us. That's true. We'll get that table up in a little bit so everyone can see what you've just said, Fergal. Yeah, that's true. So the team was as follows: Darlow in goal, Bogle, Justin, Roden, Strout, Goodmanson, Stack, Ampadu, Gurev, and Aronson, and Calvert-Lewin. Obviously, it wasn't that particular formation, but that's how BBC like to put it on there. No surprises there at all. I thought everyone pretty much played well against Villa, bar Goodmanson, but you can't really leave him out, can you? He's just an amazing player. Goes down a bit too easy, but so the game started like a house on fire for Leeds United. It started really, really well. Evening Einar, welcome, mate, welcome. It started amazing for us. I thought we really, really stuck it on them, which I wanted us to. Obviously, was said quite a lot. Could we keep that up for the majority of the game? And I don't think anybody can keep up that pace. But we did start very, very well against them, and we ultimately probably should have took advantage of that start by maybe getting a goal or two. And Calvert-Lewin's been quite prolific for us this season, missing a very, very good chance. Because it was against Man City, I'm probably more inclined to say they would have been brought back for a push on Gay. Just like the Aronson one, that was a bit more clear, though he did look offside when he went through. And then there's the other chance we kept catching him high up the pitch, and Calvert-Lewin's not the quickest, but gets the run on them, doesn't he? And he gets in behind, and then there's he's sort of up against Gay. He manages to sort of do like a cross shot, but there's no one sort of up there. Stack sort of holds into the box, hoping for a cutback, and you thought sort of thinking someone just get in there on the back post maybe, but yeah, they sort of weathered our early storm and pressure, and then they sort of took took control of the ball, which is what we expected from a Man City team. But I think we contained them pretty well. Really restricted them from really cutting us open. Really tight unit. Um, Obviously, then there's the break in play that occurs. We'll talk about that in a bit. They're sort of putting pressure on, but not really causing too much problems. As the Nico, is that his name? Got his name. The tall dude, Riley. Yeah, that's his name. Has a good header, good save from Darlow, and then Ampadu decides to try and what he was doing. Darlow's on the floor just after that great save, and Ampadu's like, "Yeah, get that as well." Um, but yeah, Ampadu not probably had one of his best games yesterday, but what can you say? Apparently, Farke is appealing that red card. I mean, we will get onto it, but it did look like he sort of brandished the card before he even got to him. So, but we'll talk about it a bit more in a little bit. And then obviously, we just go to sleep a little bit. Stack doesn't follow the run. It's a good ball from Turkey. Ball's played across by Aiton Nuri or whatever his name is. And then Roden, can he get to it? It's a good ball across. Right at the end of the half, and then Semenyo scores his second goal at Ellen Road for a different team. And then literally 5 to 10 seconds after the goal, blows for half time. So we just needed just a little right at the end. I think we go in 0-0. It obviously changes the complexion of the game. It was weird from Ampadu, that header back. He's done it a couple of times, and it's quite a controlled piece of play from him, usually quite measured, and like he doesn't panic. But this one, there was a little bit of panic there. He didn't need to really do it, but it's what it is. Farke should do ref. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that as well, mate. I thought he had the card ready to give it to him. But we'll get onto it. So the second half kicks off, and it's a bit more of the same, really. As they ended the first half, they had a lot of the ball. We a couple of breaks here and there, didn't really cause too many problems for them. But again, another good save from Darlow. It's sort of petering out, and then we sort of do what we do. We throw on a few attackers, and we have them chances. Biel has a chance, and half chances really to sort of see the game out. But then there's 6 minutes added on. There's a few stoppages, a few yellow cards for time wasting, and then it's pretty much bang on 6 minutes. He blows for the full time whistle, and the ball that's played over, whether it would have come off anything, I don't know, but the ball played over, sort of Calvert-Lewin's on his own at the edge of the box, and you'd like to think maybe you see that attack out, add a few more seconds, but it wasn't to be. And all in all, it's probably is quite an even game. I'll get the stats up now. Actually, I usually wait till the end for some random reason, but I'll get them up now so we can see where it was. This is the momentum of the game. As you can see, it's like we started off like a house on fire. Man City sort of take control of the ball a little bit, and then there's that pressure right at the end of the game, and then there's a little red card up there for Farke, which was mental. The stats say what we all witnessed, really quite an even game. Obviously, Manchester City had I keep calling them Manchester Cheaty, as I've renamed them this season. For a whole host of reasons. The first game that we all witnessed a lot of cheating going on, and people should have been sent off, and the goalie going down, and then yeah, all that jazz. And then obviously there's the 100 million charges that are about to fall upon them, or if they're going to fall upon them, we don't know that. And then yesterday, as a few little things went for them that Probably wouldn't go for anyone else. But this is the stats of the game. They had a lot of the ball. The XGs, slightly edged it on the XG. Shots are similar, and they've had their 5 shots on target with our 2 touches in the box again, quite similar. They've edged it out on there as well. So, like I say, a very even game considering they are, you know, billions of pounds worth of players, and lucky not to come away with anything, just like we did in the first game. I mean, it won't really affect us too much, or well, I like to think it wouldn't, especially after the results of the weekend. Um, for their goal, it was a switch off moment, but that probably happens with all our recent games. It happens quite a lot for us. A lot of shit goals we concede. But I want to just highlight something that, you know, with all the controversy that's been going on about that last goal. Yeah, so as I was saying, it was, fairly even game and lucky not to come away with something just like the first game. This game won't really define much of our season. I mean, it would have been nice to take something from this game. And again, we've put in a really, really, really solid, strong performance against a really good team. Even though they didn't have Haaland, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because he's not allowed to score against us. It's written in the rules for this season. Um, yeah, so that's how it ended. Unfortunately, with the red card right at the end for Farke, and I think there was Bogle got into a bit of a confrontation with Bernardo Silva. I don't really like Bernardo Silva as a cheat. Should have been sent off in the first game, so should have just let Bogle do him in. That's what I think. Anyway, we'll get on to some of the points, some of the talking points. First one being this. Absolutely. We needed to take an early chance. If you're playing against these big teams, when you get chances, you have to take them because more often than not, unless you're Liverpool at Anfield, they're gonna create chances and score. We needed to take one of these chances, even a couple of them. But like I said, when you look back at the chances that apart from the one where Calvert-Lewin sort of put it across the goal, would they have been pulled back? Especially like the goal, the great Aronson ball. I want to touch on that ball. It was a fantastic ball into Calvert-Lewin's feet. We talk about Bogle's balls last week. Aronson's balls were pretty good this week. Yeah, me too. That's what I believe. I think it's coming to us. I think it's coming to us somehow on the cheap. Yeah. Yeah, great ball from Aronson into Calvert-Lewin's feet. And it's golden opportunity. It's in his area as well. It's in his perfect area of scoring goals. So it's bad miss really when you think about it. But would it have been called back? Because there is the sort of, I don't know if it was a push on Gay. I haven't really seen it too much, but Gay thought it was over anyway. So because it's who it was against, I'm more inclined to say that it would have been pulled back and disallowed for a free kick. And then there's the one that Aronson was put through. I sort of knew he was going to miss when he got into the box and then took that extra touch and it just went a little bit ahead of him. I thought he's not going to score this, but I think he was offside anyway. But we really did need to take advantage of our dominance because I think if we'd have got a goal up, give you something. They have to sort of come out a little bit more. They have to. Not that it mattered because they had a lot of the ball, but I think it would have massively changed the complexity of that game. Hello, Martin. Welcome to the show. Good that we didn't show them too much respect and admiration. Great to see Farke showing some aggro. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, mate. I totally agree. Totally agree. It's finally nice to see him just lose his shit after, keeping so cool for 2.5 years, being manager of this mental club. Finally, just let it all out, and it was Peter Banks was going to get it, and he was just shy of anyway. On to the next bit, switching off. Yeah, so I mentioned it in the little overview of the game. It's we did so well. We did so well of like closing down the space and restricting them from anything, getting into the box, defending really, really well. And then it's just the run, it's the Aiton Nori run off stack that he doesn't pick up. Um, then the ball across and Roden, like I say, Roden, you think, could he? And I'm not gonna slag Darlow too much. I thought he was really good yesterday. But even Darlow's positioning is sort of standing at the net post, and you think maybe be a bit more central to where the attack is going to be, and you might have a better chance. Not that's just really really minute sort of criticism there, looking at that positioning from the goalie. But I think Rodon and Stack there, yeah, just switched off just at that pivotal moment. And we go into the half time 0-0, and it's a really good half for us. Like fan, it was a good half still, but you've just lost a goal right at the end. It's kick right in the schnoz. Um, Brings me on to this man, as we've mentioned, Ampadu not at his best. He wasn't his um, comfortable, controlled self. A few little moments of not panic, but he's playing against top quality sort of team midfielders. We'll give him one here and there. He can do it in a game like yesterday against the Man City, where we're not really expecting to win points and get anything from it. It's the games where we need. This is the games where we think we could be winning points, where we need him to step up. So it was a mad header, though. It was a crazy header. And you see Darlow when he did it, he's headed it back to him, and he's like, "That's like, I'm fucking on the floor." It was mad. It was absolutely mad. Oh, got someone else. Uh, all boxed up. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. It's a trait of the players that they spend time closing down to get the ball back in possession, only for the first player to then immediately lose the ball, give the ball away. Yeah, irritation to say the least. Yeah, it is irritating, but the the intensity in which we started that game. It, like everyone said, it's hard to keep that level of intensity up, but I thought we managed it quite well, especially when they were taking goal kicks. We weren't letting them. We weren't let. I liked that about. I like it when we do that. I like it when we really really hold a high positioning and not let them play out. Um, but it is what it is. Yeah, Ampadu. It's good to get out of the way now, Ampadu. Get it out of the way in the game against Man City. But we've got a big game on Tuesday. Right. I want to bring this one up because it's been a controversial talking point. I'll give my view on it. See what everyone else thinks about this. So there's this booming at the break in play. Let me know what you think about that. How how you think things should have been done. Oh, one more. All credit to team though, because they are genuinely giving it a go. They are. They're fucking working their asses off. Absolutely working their asses off. To be like, we've brought back that sort of fitness structure that Bielsa had, which really it gives you an edge if you can work hard and you can constantly work hard. It's proven that it's working for us this season, especially when we come against better quality players and teams. That if you can work harder than them, you're always in with a chance. Yeah, so obviously there's a break in play with regards to some players for religious reasons needing to go and get a drink. Now, my opinion on the matter is, I don't think you should have any sort of religious, political, anything involved in football at all. That's just my opinion. Um, if it is involved, and obviously, I don't think anyone was necessarily booing the fact that they were Muslim. I mean, I like to think they weren't. I like to think that we've got a bit better than that. I think it was more to do with the fact that there's a break in football. There was a whole controversy in the first game about the cheating, the Donnarumma going down, and having a team talk. I don't. I'd like to think it wasn't. They were just booing the fact that there were sort of players taking a break for their religion. I'd like to hope that's not the case. My opinion on the matter is it just shouldn't be involved. Like if you're the Premier League and you know that's a thing that's happening, play the game at 6:15. Play the game, kick off the game at 6 o'clock. It's like it just takes out all the controversy. But for me, I think it's like it's politically motivated, it's agenda motivated, it's for like the Premier League, like all the eyes are around the world. It's like this thing they want to put it for everyone to see. Look what we're doing. It's like, and it doesn't need to be like that. It's just, I think it causes too much issues. I mean, no one's against sort of religious people playing in games or sort of, what your sexuality is and all that. Like, there's too much virtual signaling for me. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I'm not against any of these sort of people being involved. That's. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's just the political side of it that I don't like. It's like we don't. It could have been avoided if they'd have just been like, all right, we'll just kick off at 6. But I think it's purposefully done to show the world. Um, but it was a minute 30 seconds. It's not a big deal. It's not a big break. Like some people mentioned it before about when it was really hot and people were having drink breaks then. So it's a sort of similar thing. The thing that bothers me about it, nothing to do with why it happened. The thing that bothers me about it is because if it didn't happen, then they don't have enough time to score their goal, and that's what bothered me about it because literally 10 seconds after they score the goal, he blows up for half time. Now, if that break doesn't happen, they don't score the goal. So purely on the basis that we wouldn't have conceded a goal, that's why I didn't want it because I'm selfish and I'm a Leeds fan, and I think anything that's against Leeds, I'm against that. So I think it was all done purposefully for them to go, we can add some more time on. We know that Stack's not going to follow that run at that massive, at that particular time. Rodon's going to switch off and we'll score. So, yeah, serious note though, I'm not asked about any of it, but if I think you have to be fair across the board if you're going to making these making these statements regarding one sort of set of people or a, like a religious group or even a political group, even like a whatever. I think you've got to do it for everybody. You can't pick and choose where you want to sort of do the signaling, when you want to make a statement, when you want to do these things. But I think it should be across the board. I mean, breaks in play don't bother me. I don't give a shit. But like I said, it did bother me yesterday because it meant that we then conceded in the added time. Yeah, I think that covers it. What do you guys think about that? Did I put this up already? I think the burn. I think there was the fact they went to the sideline and got struck. Yeah, I mean, there was a part of that as well. Obviously, because of, as I say, what happened in that first game. If it is just for them players to go and get a drink for their fasting, which is absolutely fine, just let them certain players go over and have the drink. No one else needs to move. They can all just stay on the pitch. Um, but I mean, I think we sort of took advantage of the same thing. I think we went over. The Leeds players went over to Farke as well. So, um, but yeah, there was definitely you know, Pep Guardiola is really good at seeing how a game's being played out, and he's good at identifying where he needs to make adjustments and stuff. So when you're the best manager in the world, you don't really want to be giving them any more help. As Farke calls him the best manager in the world. I mean, I'm of a different opinion. If you're, I think if you're any manager and you go to any league and the team that you're managing has the most money and can pretty much buy whatever players they want, I think he'll do pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad manager, but you know. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. Um, Next one. This man had a very, very good game yesterday. Very good game. I was all for getting Perry back in to see out the season, just for the fact we bought him, spent 17 million on him. I think he just needs to stick with a keeper. He's decided that he's going to stick with Darlow, and Darlow has played well. Like I can't really fault him. I can't really fault him for the goal. I know I'm sort of picking on where he was positioned as it come in, but that's just. I mean, I'm just trying to think of ways to in my head that could have stopped the goal from going in. But who's to know that all the other things were going to happen before it? But yeah, he was really good yesterday. He made a couple of really good saves. Like I say, that one from um, that Riley player, that header, and then he sort of reacted well when Ampadu decided to try and help him score again. And then there's the Gay save that he made, which was it wasn't a powerful header, but the direction of it was was going in, and he did well to get away and claw that away. He's doing well. I can't knock him. I still don't trust him. I still think he's got a mess up in him somewhere along the line. But I'll give him his due. He's done well for the last couple of games. He did. I've missed this one, didn't I? Taking a throw nowadays, more time than that break. Yeah, to be fair, it does, especially if you're winning and you're trying to see out a game. That is true. He did play well, mate. Is it Darlow last year? I don't know, mate. But I think if he sees out this season as our number one, I think we get another we get another keeper. And that's just my opinion. Um, it's like I say, Darlow is doing well. I'm not. I've I don't trust him massively, but like while he's playing, if he's playing well, I'll give him his due. But I don't know if his last year, mate. I'm not too sure. Don't know, mate. Um, Goodmanson. I want to bring Goodmanson up again because there's a lot of talk about Goodmanson this season as being one of like the best left backs in the league, which I believe. I think is fantastic. I think his carrying the ball, he did it again yesterday a few times. Really, really fucking good. I think we need a little bit more from him at his end product. I think he gets into really good positions. Sometimes he overhits. Sometimes he can take a shot on. Some of his shooting's been terrible. He had one yesterday that from the edge of the box. What bothers me about him a little bit is that sometimes he goes down very, very easy. I don't know if anyone else notices that or has seen that, but he just seems to like if at any point there was one where he was pushed over and he got the free kick, which is sound. But there's a few occasions, not the first time, he'll go past the man or he'll go up against the man and the man will sort of push on him gently and he'll fall over and he does this thing where he holds his hands up like oh, Goodmanson, just get up, mate, get up. Great player, great defensively, great going forward, carrying the ball, fantastic. We need a little bit more of that out of his end product, I think. But that stay on your feet when you don't need to. Stay on your feet, Goodmanson. Goodmanson yesterday on his carries at times dribbles and loses the ball too much. He does, but I sort of like that about him. I like that he goes because he does. There's times where he does get on some mark too. I think Harrison's changed a little bit now. But he does try it too much. But I like that about him. I like that he just keeps running at players, and he can do it all game as well, which is something that is when you're a defender, and I know he's a defender too. You don't like somebody that constantly runs at you, even if you tackle him every time. You don't like it. It wears you out. I'm hoping this season is obviously there's a lot of adapting for a lot of players, and he's adapted to the pace of the game that's really good. He's adapted to the strength part of the game. I'm just hoping that his quality just improves with his final ball. Hopefully next season we might see a little bit more output, or even for the end of this season. Just needs to just think he just needs to improve on that and just stays on his feet a little bit more. Uh, but flair and impetus need which he brings to the team. Yes, it's the confidence that he's got, which I like. That he'll just run at anybody, a Man City, an Arsenal, not Arsenal. No one did anything against Arsenal, but that confidence, and he's got it as well. He doesn't. He's deceptively quick as well. It's like he ran past was it Marmouche yesterday? And Marmouche is not a slow player, I don't think. And he just sort of glided past him and just edged and edged and edged. And I thought, okay, he is deceptively quick. And I do like that about his game. But just for me, stay on your feet and improve your output. And he'll be one of the best left backs in the league. I already think he is, what he brings at the moment. But there's just a couple of little improvements from Goodmanson, I think. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Now on to this one. The referee was shit again, and he was shit. And it weren't just obviously the referee. There's obviously some people that sit in front of a screen and can see a lot of things as well, which was shit. But I always think there's corruption against the lower echelons of the Premier League when it comes, especially when it comes to playing against the big teams. I mean, every team fans claim that they're all hard done by, but I think we're really hard done by. I think Nonto did well. James just needs games. Yeah, he does. He's not played for a long time. Some of his crossing was atrocious. Nonto did okay. He did do one sort of misplaced pass that sent him on the way, but it didn't come to anything. But it's hard. It's hard to because you want these players to come on and make a point about not playing, and it is hard. I understand that, but like I said, I keep saying every week, like this is you can't sentiment FC. You've got to take your chance when you get them. I was hoping it was never going to happen, but I was hoping Peru was going to be the goal scorer yesterday, an equalising goal, but he never got close. Anyway, back to the ref and the VAR. So there's a few incidents that bothered me yesterday. There's the obvious ones. There was the handball, two handballs in the space of a millisecond. I don't know if is it Diaz when he puts his hand up if that actually touches the ball, but that one you could call probably more handball than the other one. But even still, he stuck his arms out like this. Let's hit him on the arm. Now, for me personally, well, I know a lot of football, I'd be like, that's not handball. But in today's game, the shit that they give penalties for and free kicks for, I just think, yeah, penalty. Why not? It's people are saying, oh, it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin sort of pushes him, so he pushes his head forward and it makes his arms do this. I think Dallas was saying that. I'm like, what? Barely touched his head, but the one that bothered me the most, though, not necessarily a handball. That could have been given. We see this week in week out. It could have been given. Well, yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Aronson was a handball at all. That's what we're talking about, aren't we? We're talking about the consistency of what's deemed to be handballs and what's not deemed to be handballs. But moving on from that, the thing that did bother me is the stamp on Gorev. Regardless of whether you think it was a hard stamp or a weak stamp, whatever, the whistle was blown. Gorev's just sat there. He's not holding the ball. He's just got sat there with his legs straight. The ball's in between his legs. He's not even doing anything. He's stood still. The whistle's blown, and Cherky, wasn't it? Cherky then retrieves the ball from his legs. This is after the whistle has been blown. Retrieves the ball from his legs, And there's just no need for the movement of his boot to grow. There's no need for it. He's pulled the ball out. There's no need for that movement, regardless of whether it's soft or not. So I'm like, no, nothing. Not even going to look at it. And it's like, it's stuff like that that bothers me because I genuinely think if that was at the Etihad and it was the roles were reversed, I think we'd have been seeing a red card for Leeds player. Genuinely believe that. And I think all the commentators would have been making a big deal about it. I just think that, yeah, shocking. Yet again, another decision that I believe, had the roles been reversed, we would have suffered from it. What do you think? Do you think it was a red card? Because I absolutely do think that. And Fergal agrees with me. Thank you, Fergal. We're in agreement. If me and you say it's a red card, Fergal, then it's fucking a red card. And I'm glad. I'm absolutely glad that Farke lost his shit and went up to him. Got red carded. There's been an AI video of Farke going up and just clotheslining him, which would have been really funny. But I can't believe that. And then to move on from the red card situation, and I think this was the thing that Farke went mad about was if you think about the break that was incurred in the first half because of the reasons, whether you agree with it or not, it's relevant. That break then enabled Man City to score a goal that had that break not occurred, it wouldn't have happened because the time would have been up. So when you get into 6 minutes of added time, 6 minutes of added time, we're into that 6 minutes. Two players have been booked for time wasting in that 6 minutes, and there's been substitutions. Yet 6 minutes goes, and I think there's literally 5 or 10 seconds after the 6 minutes, and he plays for full time, just as we make that pass over to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's on his own, and whether it would have come to anything, we don't know. But the early blow up, I think that's when Farke's head just exploded. Yeah, was a red card. I think so. I can't believe there's no discussion about it. Nothing. And the thing is as well, you notice with the commentators as well, usually they're on top of it like, oh, they've just sort of brushed over it like it was nothing really, and it's like, but yeah, the blow up really, the blow up, how sort of how early it was for the time, the stoppages, the yellow cards, yeah, mental, mental, and then he gets red carded because I think that referee knows what he's done. He knows exactly what's happened. He sees Farke marching over to him, and before Farke's even got to him, he's got his red card out. So, there might be grounds for an appeal there. I don't know. But we'll see. Apparently, Farke's counting on the ref cam. He had that bloody camera by his eye. Maybe VAR was controlling him. Maybe that was part of his cybertronics in his head. Maybe he wasn't a real person. Maybe he's a robot. I don't know. So bollocks, really. What do you think about the stoppage? The ending of the game? Should we have had more time? Were we going to score? I think we were going to score. I think referees stopped us from scoring, and he allowed them to score without break in the first half. Total corruption against Leeds United. Yet again, Manchester duty. Yeah. So another controversial game against Manchester City. Another game where I felt like we could have got something out of. So over the two games, we've lost them both by the odd goal, bar that first half against Man City where they just pretty much like a training match. Three halves of football against one of the best teams in the world, and we've done pretty well, and we've been very lucky not to come away with more from them. So we're on the up. That's all I can say. We don't have to play them again until next season, and we'll be loads better. We'll probably win the league next year. Just we'll get into Europe this year. Probably win the league next year. Anyway, so that brings us on Sunderland, who aren't having the best of times. They did get a draw against Bournemouth, which is a big old journey for them. Early morning from Sunderland. They probably went Friday night, to be fair. The fans, bless them. I feel a bit sorry for the fans. And then they were away against, Ellen Road under the lights, which this is a game that I absolutely think that we can win. I absolutely think we can. As I say, Sunderland's form over the past few games hasn't been the best. We've been playing very well still. We haven't, again, got the points our performances have deserved. But I think this is a chance for us to, gain some ground on them, actually. I was hoping that we would have, I don't know, didn't even think about them, beat Manchester City. Well, I did predict 9-1. Well, no, just that's what I do. That's what I do. I was hoping we would get an unlikely victory against Manchester City, and then it would have put us 3 points behind them. And it would have made us, we beat them, level points with Sunderland. I always thought Sunderland would find their level, had a fantastic start, amazing start by their standards. But now it's sort of, like I say, it's Newcastle as well. Newcastle are just above us now, aren't they? Newcastle. Maybe we can finish above them both. Who knows? But great results for us this weekend. But Sunderland, let's see what people are saying. I think Leeds have winnable matches that have done the hard work against those high up in the table. Yeah, I agree, mate. I think getting past this Man City game, we've got a few very, very good home games against teams around us. We've got Wolves, Burnley, Sunderland. We've got Brentford at home, which I thought we were very good against them at their ground. We've got Palace away, we've got Spurs away. Spurs are just, well, they're Spurs, aren't they? The one tough game, don't really like to say it'll be tough, but it's probably at Old Trafford against Manchester United. We've got West Ham on the last game of the season at their ground. But I think that things will be sorted for us. I think by the time we play West Ham, I think our season will be sorted to an extent. Just be about how high we're going to finish as opposed to how low we're going to finish. So it brings on to Sunderland. Let me know what you think the score is going to be. I know on our score 3-1. All boxed up. Let me know what your score is going to be, Fergal. Let me know. Martin Cook, if you're still about, let me know. Anyone else that's watching, let me know your scores. For me, Sunderland, Ellen Road and the lights. I'm going to go, well, Fergal's going to go 4-0 to Leeds, obviously. I'm going to go a respectable 11-1. 1-1-1-1. 11-1. Goal scorers. Goodmanson will watch this and we'll set up 10 goals. I think that Ballard will score an own goal because everyone thinks it's amazing. So he'll score an own goal for us. I don't know. Score for them. I don't care. So 11-1 to Leeds United against Sunderland. on Tuesday. Let me get the league up because all the weekends games I've finished now. Um, all 3 games today finished 2-1. Add that, and imagine you put a bet on that all for us. So Palace lost. It's a scum. Brighton beat Forest 2-1, and Spurs lost at Fulham 2-1, and Arsenal, Chelsea. Who cares about them? So this is the league at the end of this weekend's fixtures. We are still in 15th. Still doing the old point per game. We're still beating that. Like I say, there's a lot of games, a lot of winnable games that we've got that can maybe help us climb that league a little bit. As you see there, Sunderland, Brighton on 37, Newcastle 36, Crystal Palace 35, us 31, Spurs 29, Forest 27, West Ham 25. Still got that 6-point gap ahead of West Ham. I think West Ham have got some tough games coming up as well. So as long as that gap between us and the three remains at that point, I'll be happy. But I think we can get higher up that league, guys. I really do, really do. Anyone want to let me know your scores for Tuesday? Anyone? Anyone else? One more thing to do before we go, and it is
Leeds House, man of the match.
Yes, the Leeds House, man of the match for me this week. You guys as well, let me know your man of the match for yesterday. I'm going to surprise a lot of you, and I'm going to give it to the one and only Aldalo. I thought there was a few. Everyone worked hard yesterday. That goes without saying. Everybody worked hard. But purely for the fact that I think he's shit. No, he made some really good saves yesterday, even against Villa as well. He did well against Villa. But them 2 saves, the I want to call him. Is his name Nico Riley? I think it's Nico Riley. It might not be, but I'm going to say Nico. He made a great save from his header, and then the Gahey save as well. Thought he was good yesterday. He was quite commanding. James Justin as well. Yeah. Thinking about James Justin, how did he get a cut on his leg? Because it didn't look like when they clashed. He clashed, didn't he? He actually fouled Gahey, to be fair, but I couldn't see where. I could see where the cut come from. Maybe he was caught. I just didn't see it, or maybe he pulled the old WWE and got the razor blade out, give him a cut. Like, look at me fucking leg. He's trying to chop it off. James Justin's been great. He's been great since his follow through. Did he shit himself? Did he? Yeah. No. I know that they sort of clashed, but I didn't see where it sort of happened. But yeah, it was a bad look a bad one. Look a bad one anyway. Yeah, I think that's as much as I've got to say on yesterday's game and the game coming on Tuesday. Please, everybody, like, share, hype, subscribe. I'll put it up again actually because it's really important that everyone takes this. Yeah, don't stand behind a wild horse and slap its ass. It's really important you don't do that. Just to comment on your presentation, love the content on your channel, liked and subscribed. Thank you all boxed up. It means a lot. Thank you very much. Just come again and keep contributing because I've got someone that usually does it with me. As his name's Kev, but he's not here, so it's better for me if I can converse with people. And Einar, what a surprise! 3-1, 3-1. Yeah. So as I say, like, subscribe, do all that. Tell your friends, tell your enemies. They might want to watch. I will be back Tuesday after the game to give a match reaction. We know Kev won't be there through the week; is allergic to the week shows. But hopefully we'll be back next week for um, the FA Cup game against Norwich at Ellen Road. No problem, Honor. It's a pleasure, mate. Yeah, so I will see you all, or I won't see you, but you might see me, depend if you watch. I'll see you Tuesday, guys. Take care.